Mapayapang hapon, Pilipinas! Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH at nanonood sa RH TV. Lalo na sa mga kasamahan nating alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Sa darating na Sabado, October 20, muling itatanghal ng Ballet Manila ang isa sa pinaka-exciting na full-length classical productions, ang Le Corsair. 5 taon na rin ang nakalipas mula noong huli naming ipinalabas ito, kaya't naisip namin ito na ang tamang panahon para ibalik ang makulay, masaya at maaksyong ballet na ito na siguradong kagigiliwan ng buong pamilya. Bilang unang classical offering ng Ballet Manila for its 23rd season, espesyal din ang aming Le Corsair. Sa taong ito, magkakaroon ng debut performances ang dalawa sa aming ipinagmamalaking miyembro na nag-uwi ng karangalan mula sa mga prestigyosong international ballet competitions. Our resident guest principal, Katherine Barkman, who won back-to-back silver medals from both the USA IBC in Jackson and the Varna IBC in Bulgaria, will make her first full-length appearance as Medora, while our newly promoted soloist, Nicole Barroso, who made it to the finals of the USA IBC and came home with a Jury Encouragement Award, will take on the role of Gulnara. Kaya't, huwag kayong aalis, kalahating oras ng masayang kwentuhan ang naghihintay sa atin, kasama ang prize-winning ballerinas na sina Katherine Barkman at Nicole Barroso, dito pa rin sa Art2art, pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
18 taong gulang lamang si Katherine Barkman nang lisanin ang kanyang tahanan sa Estados Unidos upang manirahan sa Pilipinas bilang principal dancer ng Ballet Manila noong 2015. Bilang pinakabatang company artist na mabigyan ng posisyong ito, nabigyan din siya ng pagkakataong magampanan ang ilan sa pinakamahalagang principal ballerina roles tulad ng Kitri sa Don Quixote, Odette at Odile sa Swan Lake, Juliet sa Romeo and Juliet, Sugar Plum Fairy sa The Nutcracker, at ang title role sa Giselle. Bilang international guest principal, nakapagsayaw na din siya sa mga ballet festivals at gala concerts at full-length productions sa Russia, Latvia, Hong Kong, Canada, Australia at sa iba't ibang panig ng Estados Unidos. Sa unang bahagi ng 2018, nakamit ni Katherine Barkman ang dalawang magkasunod na silver medals sa senior category ng dalawa sa pinaka-prestigyosong ballet competition sa buong mundo, ang 11th USA International Ballet Competition sa Jackson, Mississippi at ang 23rd Varna International Ballet Competition sa Bulgaria. Kabilang din sa kanyang inaning tagumpay sa mga international competitions ang Grand Prix Cup mula sa 2015, Asian Grand Prix sa Hong Kong, ang gold medal sa Senior Women's Classical Division ng 2015 Valentina Kozlova International Ballet Competition sa New Orleans, USA, ang gold medal sa Senior Women's Classical Division at bronze medal sa Senior Women's Contemporary Division ng 2015 Tanzolymp Festival sa Berlin, Germany, at ang bronze medal mula sa 2015 Concorso Internazionale di Danza sa Spoleto, Italy. Samantala, 5 taong gulang naman si Nicole Barroso nang magsimulang kumuha ng baby ballet classes sa Ballet Manila, kung saan artistic associate ang kanyang tiyuhing si Osias Barroso. Maagang nagpakita ng talento sa pagsayaw si Nicole, kung kaya't mabilis din ang kanyang pag-angat sa kumpanya. Tinanggap siya bilang trainee sa edad na 13 anyos noong 2015 at umusad bilang miyembro ng second company noong sumunod na taon. Taong 2017 nang mahirang siya bilang company artist matapos makapasok sa finals ng junior division ng 2018 USA IBC sa Jackson, Mississippi, kung saan tumanggap din siya ng Jury Encouragement Award. Na-promote si Nicole bilang company soloist, ang pinakabatang mabigyan ng posisyong ito sa edad na 16 anyos lamang. Kabilang sa iba pang karangalang natanggap ni Nicole ang silver medal sa Junior B category ng Asian Grand Prix sa magkasunod na taong 2015 at 2016. Ang first prize sa junior category ng 2016 2016 CCP Ballet Competition at Best Dance Artist sa 2017 International Dance Festival sa Vietnam. Naging bahagi din siya ng BM delegation sa mga international festivals sa Russia, China, Vietnam at Israel. Isang mainit na pagbati ang hatid ng Art2art sa mga prize-winning ballerinas ng Ballet Manila na sina Katherine Barkman at Nicole Barroso.
Magandang hapon, Katherine. Magandang hapon, Nicole. And welcome. For Katherine, it's your third time here in Art2art. And Nicole, it's your first time in Art2art. So welcome to Art2art, both of you. Okay, na-mention natin kanina, we mentioned earlier, na in the intro that both of you are doing your debut performances in your respective roles in Le Corsair.
Yeah.
For Katherine, it's your first Medora, full length, and for Nicole, it's your first Gulnara. Of course, after winning all of these medals and prizes in international ballet competitions. But before we talk about that, let's go back first to when you first started dancing ballet. I understand, Katherine, you started at 3.
Yes.
And Nicole, you started at 5. 4, 5. Okay. So, take us back to that time when you first started dancing. And, did you ever think that it would lead to this moment na you're about to debut in Le Corsair?
You know, like when I was 3, I was obsessed with tutus. I was obsessed with point shoes. I was obsessed with all things ballet. You know, and I would put on these shows in my living room and make my parents watch. And honestly, every time I go on stage in a full length or a competition or, a pas de deux, I go back to that 3-year-old who was just excited to go on stage and excited to perform and couldn't wait to be a ballerina. And so my 3-year-old always knew I'd get here, but sometimes my 21-year-old self can't believe that it was like such a journey to debut in all these classical roles and be on stage in front of so many amazing audiences. I pinch myself sometimes, like, wow, how did this happen?
Okay, well, and you're now living the dream, of course.
More or less.
Okay, Nicole, ikaw naman.
I started when I was 4. I got inspired by you and Sir Shaz. So back then, when I visited him in the hospital, my dad said, do some dance or dance in front of your uncle. And then,
Sige, hindi alam ng mga nakararamin na ikaw ay ang pamangkin ni Osias Barroso, who's co-artistic director in Ballet
yes
Manila.
po. So, bumisita kami and then I was very kikay back then. When hindi pa po ako nagbabale, parang mahilig ako sumayaw, kumanta. So, and then nandun ka po sa room na yon, and then you told me na you can attend ballet classes in Donada and you can buy your stuff there in the studio, like yung mga pang ballet. And yun, nag-start na po ako noon. Then I enjoyed myself lang po. Hindi ko na namalayan na nagtuloy-tuloy na yung training hanggang sa from baby ballet to level 1, 2, level 3, and now. Hindi ko po inakala na ganito.
Okay. Pero, alam naman natin, we all know that hindi naman lahat ng mga estudyante na nagbabale ay nagiging mga professional na mananayaw. No? Naintindihan mo yun, Katherine?
Konti lang po.
So, pero at what point in your student days did you decide na you wanted it as your career, you wanted to pursue it as a career, and you wanted it to be a big part of the rest of your life, basically?
Well, growing up in a small town, Pennsylvania, being a ballerina was never really an option. Like, it's not presented in that, career list of viable, life-giving careers. So mine started at 14 when I had met my Russian teacher near my hometown, and I started understanding that, this was a real thing. There was a fundamental Vaganova technique, there was a system, and there were ballet companies that you could join and become a professional. Now, once I learned about that, I was set, you know, and thus began the days of long dinner conversations, trying to convince my parents that, you know, give me 3 years, give me 2 years, and if I can't make a living, if I can't sustain myself in this profession, if I can't find a job, I'll go to college. But the college would always be there, you know, and that was like my rationale. It was a moment I was driving in the car with my mom, and she's like, Katherine, you know, you have to be, you know, you have to go to college, you have to do this. And I'm like, Mom, somebody has to be the ballerina, and why can't it be me? You know, someone has to be an astronaut, somebody has to be a doctor, somebody in my school is going to be a ballerina, and it's going to be me. So it was really just determination. And luckily I had extremely supportive, yet not overbearing parents who just guided me, but didn't ever have to push me. And that was the biggest blessing. You know, they just held my hand, and that was a good thing.
Okay. Nicole, ikaw naman.
Ako po, nung nagsimula ako nung serious training ko with PM, like mga 10 years old, lagi ako tatanungin ng dad ko, so anong gusto mo maging? I want to be a principal dancer in Ballet Manila. And yun lang palagi yung tinatanong niya sa akin, and yun din lang po yung sagot ko palagi. Like, sobrang na-in love ako sa everyday na pumapasok ako, and yung lahat po ng ginagawa sa studio, it's just parang sobrang it's everything to me, na parang pag may tinanong talaga, it's always ballet, you know, and sobrang yung dad ko yung nag-encourage sa akin, and parang nabilib siya sa pagiging, parang pag sinabi niyang papasok ka ba today sa ballet, and sasabihin ko, oo, parang pag kunyari may ibang events kaming pupuntahan, parang mas pipiliin ko yung ballet class ko. And doon ko nalaman na parang ito talaga yung gusto kong gawin.
Okay. Pero syempre, serious ballet training, everyday ballet training, for a young person, maraming mga sakripisyo. There are a lot of sacrifices that you have to do in order to pursue something like that, you know, serious ballet training. So, what can you list some of them? You know, I could answer my own question.
Yeah.
Pero I won't. But what is it for, I think, especially for young people today? Because I think young people today have all of these different, even more options out there.
Yeah. I think it's hard. Ballet is such a young career. So, you know, 15, 16, 17, these are your building years. You know, those are the years that you build your foundation, and that requires everyday training. You know, you cannot miss a day. 5 days is not going to work. And a lot of those, I think time is the sacrifice, you know, where time and attention and focus. You know, do you allow yourself to be distracted by having, you know, feeling like you have to go out with friends all the time, or when you should be resting, or, you know, how many times it was a family event, it was a wedding, it was and my parents are, can you go? Family vacation. I would like to be doing bar at the beach because that was the only way. And looking back now, I realized that it wasn't a sacrifice. It was just something that you sign up for. It's like, okay, you signed up to be a ballerina. Well, here's what you're committing to. You're committing your time, your energy, your focus. And you know, how many family vacations I didn't go on because I had to train, how many weddings and parties and birthday parties, my own birthday parties, did I give up? But it wasn't really giving up because, for instance, you know, next weekend, when we go on stage for like Corsair, I would do the same thing again, you know, because those moments on stage dancing would not have been possible had I made other choices. And it's all about the choices that you choose to make. So I wouldn't take it back.
That's true. Okay. Nicole, ikaw naman, I understand you were homeschooled for a while also, no? no? Tapos bumalik ka din sa school, and then bumalik ka sa homeschooling. I'm sure that was an issue. Was that an issue sa family ninyo?
Hindi naman po, parang lagi naman silang supportive sa akin kung anong gusto ko, as long as may pupuntahan yung gusto ko, yung pagbabali. And yun nga, parang determination lang, and focus, concentration, and yung urge mo na gusto mo talaga siya gawin. Kasi pag hindi talaga, then hindi mag-work. Then yung mga sacrifices before, hindi ko po siya nire-regret na ginawa ko kasi ito yung nangyari today, ngayon. And
well, of course, you know, both of you are prize-winning ballerinas, particularly doing very well this year. As we said earlier, Katherine, you had back-to-back silver medals in Jackson and Varna, and for Nicole, you were the very first Filipina to enter the junior division of the Jackson International Ballet Competition, and you made it all the way to the finals with a special jury encouragement award that I think none of us expected at that time. So, but both of you entered the competition already professional dancers in Ballet Manila. So, what made you, enter ballet, an international ballet competition, even with the fact that you already had held positions in a ballet company? Kasi normally, ang ballet competition, it's for students that don't really have jobs yet, and it's like a training period, and it becomes like a audition, no? for the different companies that come and watch the ballet competition, or the medal that's in your resume that will be reviewed then by artistic directors. So you did it parang the other way around. Yeah, baliktad. Oo. Sabi nga ni Katherine, baliktad. So, and of course, there were new opportunities that opened up because of Jackson and because of Varna. So, can you tell us, ang haba ng tanong, ano? Okay. But really quick, Nicole, why don't we start with you?
Siguro, yung experience po, and yung to perform under pressure, yung may nagja-judge sa'yo, siguro, sa pag-enter ng competition, kahit professional dancer ka na, ma-achieve mo pa rin dun yung gusto mong growth na mangyari sa'yo sa artistry mo and sa technique mo. And para mapakita mo rin sa ibang tao yung passion mo, yung love mo, it's about sharing din sa training mo dito sa Philippines. So, yun po siguro yung dahilan bakit nag-compete pa rin kahit professional dancer na ako dito sa
and it wasn't naman your first competition. Nag-compete ka na before and naging medalists ka na before. So, the competition experience is not nothing new, no? But it's at this point in time, because siguro mga 20, 30 years ago, posibleng maging isang professional na mananayaw na hindi ka nag-compete. Pero at this point, parang I think for dancers, it is more of the norm. It's a normal practice to enter competition. Katherine, what about you?
Like when I competed as a student in my student days, those medals were something that helped me get to Ballet Manila. Because I think as an artistic director, you saw, okay, she had these kind of like international seal of approvals, like, okay, the standard is such, and maybe she's a viable option for a company. Maybe. Again, it's not a guarantee, because being a competitor and being a principal or a company artist are two totally different things. For me, joining these two competitions this year in particular, honestly, it was just a personal challenge. It was something that got in my head, that was presented to me, why don't you join Jackson? And it was about overcoming my own fears, my own worries, my own personal hold-ups and things that held me back for a long time. It was really it was about who I would become in the process. It wasn't even about the event. It was a means to me expanding as a person, as an artist, and overcoming a lot of self-doubt and criticism, and kind of rewriting my story about who I was as an artist and why I did what I do in a very high pressure pass or fail event.
Yeah.
There's no in between with a competition. So yeah, it was a personal thing.
Okay. I'm sure there are no regrets there.
Nope.
Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan kasama ang mga multi-awarded ballerinas na sina Katherine Barkman at Nicole Barroso. Dito pa rin sa Art2art. Magbabalik po kami pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto, update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating arts calendar. Sa sining biswal, inihahandog ng National Commission for Culture and the Arts at ng Bonafide Art Galleries Organization ang ika-10 taon ng Manilart mula October 17 hanggang 21 sa SMX Convention Center, Taguig. Pinansagang ang arte ng Pilipinas, ang Visual Art Fair ay nagtatampok sa iba't ibang galleries at exhibits. Ilan lamang sa mga activities ang walking tour, portrait painting demo ni Master Realist at Portrait Artist Romulo Galicano, on-the-spot sketching session sa pangunguna ng Tuesday Group of Artists at paglulunsad ng commemorative stamp collection kasama ang Philippine Postal Office. Para sa ticket, bumisita sa ticketbooth.ph. Para sa karagdagang detalye, bumisita sa manilart.org. Sa teatro, magbabalik ang tablado sina Ricky Davao at Rina Reyes sa dulang Baka Naman Hindi, isang adaptation of Virgilio Beer Flores ng classic farce ni George Feydeau, ang A Flea in Her Ear, isang produksyon ng Cultural Center of the Philippines. Itatanghal ito mula October 18 hanggang 21, alas 8 ng gabi at October 20 hanggang 21, alas 3 ng hapon sa tanghalang Aurelio Tolentino ng CCP. Gaganap bilang mag-asawang Victor at Alicia Delgado, sina Davao at Reyes. Lingid sa dalawa, may kamukha si Victor sa isang hotel na kanilang pupuntahan at magdudulot ito ng gulo at katatawanan. Para sa ticket, tumawag sa CCP Box Office 832-3704 o kaya sa Ticket World 891-9999. Sa musika, inihahandog ng Ayala Museum ang Himig ng Kwerdas, isang all-star guitar concert na mapapanood sa October 19 alas 6:30 ng gabi. Tampok dito ang mga batikang classical guitarists na sina Aaron Rafael Aguila III, Ramoncita Carpio, Iki Vincolado at Rafael Ronquillo na tutugtog ng traditional Filipino music at original Filipino music na sadyang ginawa ng bersyon para sa classical guitar. Para sa ticket, mag-email sa concerts@ayalamuseum.org o kaya'y bumisita sa Ticket World, ticketworld.com.ph o tumawag sa 891-9999.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin ang multi-awarded ballerinas na magkakaroon ng kani-kanilang mga debuts sa opening gala ng Le Corsair sa darating na Sabado, sina Katherine Barkman at Nicole Barroso. Okay, girls, pag-usapan natin ang inyong mga respective debuts coming up. Nicole, you're debuting as Gulnara in Le Corsair, translated as The Pirate. And Katherine as Medora
Yes.
in The Pirate in Le Corsair. So anong kinalaman ng pirate sa kay Gulnara at kay Medora? And what can you say about these respective roles that you've done before in excerpts, but for the first time you're doing it in the full-length ballet? Okay.
Yeah, I've done the pas de trois and sometimes the pas de deux in various galas in Latvia and Bulgaria and different places. And I've always enjoyed the pas de deux. But now learning the full length, honestly, it's just so much fun. Like Medora is such a high energy, excited character. There's a lot of drama, there's humor, and I don't know, it's just a fun ballet. It's a story ballet. So it's fun to dive into. It's technically exciting. lots of, turns and jumps, and it's just a fun ballet. Lighthearted, I would put it.
Okay. What about you, Nicole?
Sobrang excited ko po since nagawa ko siya before as a student in BM's recital. And now I'm doing it as a professional dancer. So I'm very excited to take the challenge. And, it's going to be my first lead role for a full-length ballet here in BM. So I'm very excited and sobrang natutuwa po ako na makaka-work ko si Katherine in a full-length ballet, and it's just a dream come true na maka-work mo yung inspiration mo in one stage, makakasayaw kayo in one stage. Sobrang saya nun. I think that's gonna be very fun and exciting.
Okay. Well, a lot of people consider The Pirate or Le Corsair a man's ballet. Kasi merong 3 principal roles for men and 2 principal roles for women. The 2 principal roles being Medora and Gulnara, and the 3 principal roles for men being that of Conrad, the pirate, Ali, the slave, and Lankadem, the slave trader or the slave, merchant. How would you describe the role of Medora and Gulnara in this ballet? How important are they to the story?
Well, I think they're pretty essential because
Kidnapped and
Twice.
sold.
Well, I think we're best friends in the story, right? So we go on this whole adventure, we get kidnapped twice. I wouldn't say we're like the brightest best friends, but we have a very good time. I think Medora, it can be considered a man's ballet just because of the 3-to-2 ratio, I guess. But I would say we do most of the work. Like, in fairness, we have a lot of variation.
Yeah, and you have that whole living garden.
Yeah, and what's also interesting as a classical dancer, Corsair kind of gives the ballerina a full spectrum because you have the variation in the slave market, which is very dramatic, almost a character dance. And there's a lot of acting involved in the bedroom pas de deux. And then you go to something like the pas de trois or the living garden, which is like super ballerina, super classical. So you really see like a full spectrum of the ballerina in said roles and also for Gulnara, you have a lot of acting and then a lot of classical work, so it provides an interesting.
Okay. So for Gulnara, Nicole, you have a pas de deux where you're being traded, and then you are ultimately bought by the pasha, and then you meet Medora in the pasha's harem, right?
Like, we reunited. Yeah. Hey, we're kidnapped.
But we're together, so
we're together.
Okay. Well, the opening night on Saturday, October 20, is actually your farewell performance with the company, Katherine. Before embarking on a career with the Washington Ballet. So can you tell us more about that? This next step in your career?
Yeah, this next step, it was kind of an unexpected one. It wasn't one that I had necessarily planned, but it happened very organically. And I had met Julie Kent, the director of the Washington Ballet in Jackson, when we were there competing. And about a month later, I received a message from her inviting me to be a guest artist with their season opener, with Stella Brera and Marcelo Gomez. And so I was there for a few weeks rehearsing, and while I was rehearsing, it kind of became visible that the company and I kind of gelled. You know, it was a place where I could see myself maybe, growing and taking a step in a new direction, and almost a homecoming, I guess, since I'm from the States. After sitting down with Julie and speaking with you about it as my mentor and coach here, it became apparent that this was, she had invited me to join the company full time. And it seemed like in my heart, it felt like the right next step. And a company very similar to BM in the fact that it's a nurturing, growing community of dancers. So, yeah, it's an exciting next step, but it's also an emotional one, simply because Ballet Manila has become my home. As a young dancer, coming here at 18, it shaped me, it reinvented me, it gave me opportunity and a whole lot of love that I certainly will be bringing with me to Washington. And I don't think it'll be the last time I perform here. I hope not. You know, I hope that BM will always be like a home for me to come back to. But for right now, yeah, it will be the farewell of sorts.
Okay. But it's also an exciting part
It's
of
a
your life.
very exciting part.
Okay, so looking back at the 3 years that you've lived here, Katherine, what would you say are, I guess, the most important lessons that you've learned as an artist and as a person?
Okay. Well, the first one is a lot. I learned a lot of things. Some the hard way, some not the hard way. The first one, I learned how to be fearless here, and I think that was from you. I learned to take risks, like going to Jackson and Varna, and I learned how to fall down gracefully, quite literally, in my debut in Don Quixote. I learned not to be afraid of falling. The most important lesson that I learned was that I wasn't just a ballerina. You know, coming here, I thought, oh, I'm a ballerina. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to be. And it was very much my identity, I guess. But after my 3 years here in the Philippines, ballet was a means. Ballet became a means to serve. Ballet became a means to touch lives. Ballet became a means to enhance myself as a person. It was an art form that was more of a platform and not an identity and not a label. So being in the Philippines taught me to love what I do differently, not in a selfish way, not in a look at me, look at how good I am on stage thing, you know, where you only went on stage to be validated for your work, which was kind of how I came here. And leaving, you know, I go on stage because it's just absolutely what lights my soul up. And if I can share that with more people, with more audiences, and inspire them and make them happy, then gosh, that is just like the coolest job ever. And I would say that being in Ballet Manila and being in the Philippines taught me service. And that's what I'm bringing with me to the States.
Okay. Nicole, ikaw naman, meron ka bang planong magsayaw abroad sa ibang bansa? Ngayon na soloista ka sa Ballet Manila.
Ngayon po, I want to try. Pero ngayon po, I'm still living in the moment na I'm really growing here in BM and sobrang laking bagay ng BM sa akin. Like, dito ako nagsimula and sobrang dami kong natutunan dito na pwede akong matulungan sa ibang bansa. Pero ngayon po, sobrang na-enjoy ko po dito. And yung mga lessons, like, may isa akong nabasa na success is a journey and not a destination. It's like sa buo kong years na pagsasayaw, lahat yun kasama dun sa journey mo, yung success mo, and imo-mold ka kung sino kang tao today. And grabe, Katherine was like my inspiration since when she came here in the Philippines. And sobrang pag nag-uusap kami, sobrang ang dami niyang nabibigay na advice sa akin.
Si Ate Katherine.
Si Ate Katherine. Yes.
Nicole, you're only 16. So, kumbaga parang there's so much more room pa. I mean, I'm not saying that at 21 you're already old, Katherine. I'm just saying that at 16 the ballet world is very different from someone who's like 21. Kasi nga masyadong maiksi ang career ng isang ballerina And I think there is a time when alam mo kung where you are now is where you have to be for maybe the next few years until it's time to move on. And as you know, Katherine was saying, it was time for her. And you know, so I'm not saying leave soon. I'm not also saying stay forever. All I'm saying is I think when it's the right time, it will be the right time. You will know. Pero bago tayo maubusan ng oras, kasi ako na yung nagsasagot ng mga tanong ng mga tinatanong ko din, let's invite our viewers and listeners na manood ng Le Corsair. Okay, go. Nicole, ikaw na mauna. Le Corsair?
Like Corsair, this October 20 and 21, Katherine and I will be dancing on Saturday, 6 p.m. And I hope you guys will watch our show and enjoy.
Tickets at ticketworld.com.ph.
Yes. Call 891-9999. Okay. So that's Le Corsair the Pirate. We only have 2 performances. October 20 at 6 p.m., which Katherine and Nicole will be dancing in as Medora and Gulnara. And October 21 on Sunday at 3 p.m. Both performances will be in Aliw Theater. The roles of Medora and Gulnara will be taken on by Ballet Manila's Abigail Olivero and Pia Dames on the Sunday. Pero wag nating ikaligtaan yung ating evening performance because it's Katherine's farewell performance. So, para sa tickets, pumunta lang kayo sa ticketworld.com.ph or pwede ring tumawag ng 891-9999 or pumunta sa any Ticket World outlet. So, thank you, Katherine. Thank you, Nicole, for spending your Sunday afternoon here with us in Art2art. And we're really looking forward to your debuts in Le Corsair on Saturday. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art2art kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.